our monthly press conference with Superintendent Dr. Rogers. Happy holidays. Dr. Rogers will provide a few updates and we'll take your questions after. So thank you and welcome, Dr. Rogers.
Good morning and happy December. Thank you for joining us. I'm pleased to provide updates for Team BCPS. As we prepare for the winter break, my team and I continue working to prepare a recommended fiscal year 2027 operating budget request to present to the Board of Education and Team BCPS. We have spent the last several months engaging our staff, families, and stakeholders in conversations about the budget and priority areas for our system. It is important to us that our community knows and understands sources of BCPS funding, how funding is spent, and where they can find additional information. I encourage people to visit Budget 101 to learn more. As I shared at the December 2nd Board of Education meeting and will continue to reiterate, our system's key priorities and investments are all focused on moving BCPS forward. It's important that we recognize the impact of enrollment and increased costs on the system budget. We have prepared ourselves for what we know will be another challenging fiscal landscape for BCPS and other Maryland school systems given the continued expansion and implementation of the blueprint and anticipated lower federal, state, and local revenue. Budget elements in place for FY27 include no new initiatives unless state mandated, central office and non-school-based positions hiring freeze, review of all contracts for renegotiation, reduction, elimination, and zero-based budgeting. Over the past 2 fiscal years, BCPS has made more than $168 million in reductions and eliminated hundreds of positions to address budget shortfalls, including 69 supervisory level positions. I will submit a balanced proposed budget to the Board of Education for its review and deliberation. Some key things to note about the proposed budget. It will be aligned to the county target of a 2% increase above what we received in FY26. The proposed budget will include the full Year 3 compensation package for Team BCPS staff. And to ensure that the budget is balanced and meets the county target, it will also include additional reductions. I am committed to working with the Board of Education, County Executive Klossmeyer, members of the County Council, and County Delegation on this budget. Sustaining our forward progress will require continued investment in the priority focus areas that we know are working for our system. These investments will yield positive results, not just for our system, but also for the county and the state. As we close out this calendar year and look ahead to the start of 2026, I want to share important reminders for our students and families to ensure that we start 2026 strong. December 5th marked the midpoint of the second marking period. I encourage parents and caregivers to review the grade and attendance reports that are sent home every Friday via Focus and Schoology and connect with your child's school for any needed support. Consistent attendance is key to student success. Students are expected to attend all classes on time every day, actively participating in discussions and activities, and completing assignments. School is in session until December 23rd, and we will be ready to welcome students back on January 5th. The BCPS cell phone use and expectations plan for 25-26 is in full effect. Cell phone use is prohibited during the instructional day in all BCPS elementary and middle schools and high schools, other than for school-sanctioned use or times. After visiting more than 4 dozen schools so far this year, I am pleased to continue to report that students are adhering to our policy. They are focused and highly engaged in the classroom. It is working, and I thank our students and staff and families for keeping this positive momentum going. And lastly, we continue to utilize a multi-tiered approach for managing school safety and providing welcoming learning environments that foster positive student growth. School safety continues to be a shared responsibility. When we work together and commit to upholding our roles, we create safe and welcoming spaces where students can maximize learning and experience all that our schools have to offer. We know that students are eagerly awaiting winter break, and we want to encourage them to continue to adhere to all outlined rules and expectations in and out of the school building. Dangerous and disruptive behaviors will not be tolerated in our schools or on our buses. Thank you. I want to wish all members of Team BCPS a healthy and happy winter break and holiday season. We have so much to look forward to in 2026, and I am truly encouraged by our continued progress and the dedication of our students, staff, families, and stakeholders. Ms. Onijala?
Hi. MSDE reported last week that Maryland Public Schools lost a lot of students across the board. The superintendent in Montgomery County pointed to some areas he thinks that why it's contributing to the loss in kids in his district. Has BCPS done an analysis yet or no what's contributing to the loss of students you all are seeing?
So we are in the process of doing an analysis. We recently, just yesterday, had a conversation around that and projections. We're looking at a few areas, probably the same as Dr. Taylor shared. Anything from birth rates, people moving out of the state of Maryland, the reduction in multilingual learners for the first time in a long time. Those are some of the areas and a few more that we're looking at in Baltimore County Public Schools.
With the budget, I believe I saw online, please correct me if I'm wrong, screenshots from parents, looks like a BCPS survey asking them what they think about OmniAlert or if it should be a priority in the budget. Do we know if that's accurate? Do we know if is the school district considering not using OmniAlert?
So several weeks ago, we put out a survey. It wasn't a secret. We put out a survey to all BCPS stakeholders. We wanted to hear directly from our staff, parents, and families about what their viewpoints were on OmniAlert and whether or not we should continue funding, making sure that they were aware of how it works, links to resources and past communication, as well as the cost. So they have provided us with their feedback, and we shared with them from the onset that we will use it in developing the budget. And so stay tuned. In a few short weeks, I will be sharing the budget, and it will accurately reflect what the community members have said to us.
Yes, last one.
Curious about your opinion on was it last school board meetings or the meeting before that, the votes for board chair and vice chair. There's a lot of back and forth, and I think showed that there is division on the board. Is that a concern for you when it comes to, getting things done and doing the job?
I truly appreciate the question, and I will certainly, invite you to follow up with board leadership on that. I am willing to work with anyone and everyone focused on the needs of the students. That is most important to me here. So, thank you.
With that, we'll see you all in 2026. Happy holidays. Thank you.